The thing is, I could think
Okay. You may not realise this, but we are an elite, hand-picked group of people. And it is Granny who decided whom to invite today. So I hope you all feel honoured to be here on such an auspicious occasion. And it's my job today to introduce you all to each other. So when I mention your name, don't forget, we like a little wave. Right, so first of all, just to make sure everybody knows who I am Joan, the younger daughter. Okay, then I don't want anybody sitting, so you really will have to wait. Then we have Maria, my sister. And my brother-in-law Richard, sitting next to Granny. Okay, and then we have Victoria. Where are you, Victoria? The first grandchild. With her partner Sam. Where's Sam?
He's there.
Right, that's right. And sons Matthew and Adam. Where are you, Matthew and Adam? There we are, over there, thank you. And daughters Katie and Nina. Where are you, the twins? That's it, lovely. Then we have Jonathan, grandchild number 2, with wife. Where's Jonathan? Over there. Okay, with wife Georgina. Hello. And children Stanley. Hello, Stanley. Phoebe and Martha. Then we have Charlotte, grandchild number 3, with husband Mike. All right, okay. And children Jack and Charlie. Hooray, good. Then we move on to my side. We have my husband Roger.
C'est moi.
My older daughter Geeta. Grandchild number 4. Husband Chris. Where's he gone? There he is. And children Milona. Go on, Milona. Wave, that's right. And Davy. Hooray, well done. And we're also delighted to have Kath and Kerry here, my son-in-law's parents. Where are you, Kath and Kerry? Over there. And last but not least in our family, we have my younger daughter, Emma. Now, we've got several relatives here, and we're absolutely delighted that Lotte, my cousin from Garmisch-Partenkirchen, was able to join us today. When a teenager, my mother can still remember bringing Lotte home from hospital as a newborn baby in a horse and carriage. We're also very pleased that Lotte's daughter, Heide, and her husband, Helmut, are here as well. They've come all the way from Sweden. Then we move to Geli and Helfried. Where are you? There they are. Okay. They come from Germany as well, from Nuremberg. They're actually not quite related to us, but they're related to Heide and Lotte. But they both spent a year in Bradford in the early 70s, and then they became very friendly with Granny, and they've become like relatives since then. Unfortunately, one couple are missing today, but we were very touched that my first husband's cousin, Bubble, came all the way from Canada, breaking his journey on Wednesday with his wife Renuka. They came up to see Granny, so we've already had a little celebration on Wednesday evening with them. But unfortunately they couldn't stay for the party, because they had to go on to a year. Right, now to the rest of you. Who have we got? As you may know, my parents lived in Vienna before coming here. And this is where they met Tante Hazel. Now Tante Hazel got at 6 o'clock this morning. Well, not got up, she caught the 6 o'clock flight from Vienna just to be with us. Just imagine that. And Elizabeth was able to come as well. And at this stage, I'd just like to say a few words in German, because most of our visitors do understand English, but one or two do not. So, meine Lieben aus Deutschland und Österreich, wir freuen uns aufrichtig, dass ihr es möglich gemacht habt, hierher zu kommen. Ohne euch wäre dieses Fest nicht dasselbe gewesen. Seid herzlichst willkommen. Right, now then, we move on. We find there's Tondi and his wife Susan. Now, Tondi's father and my father were friends at school in Vienna, and they were both lucky enough to escape to this country in the late 1930s. And since then, the Cripses and the Ehrensweis have maintained close contact. In 1940, my parents moved to Bradford, and they made friends with two families, the Litlowitzes and the Wertheimers. Unfortunately, the parents are no longer with us, but happily we have Rudy and Mariana and Judy with us tonight. And as you may know, my father taught at the grammar school in Bradford, and we've got two of his former colleagues here. We've got Freddie here, with their wives Dolly and Sentai. And we've also got two of my father's former pupils. We've got Stephen, where are you, Stephen? Here. He's accompanied by his mother tonight, here, Eva. And then we have Keith, where are you, Keith? Here's Keith. Okay. And he's accompanied by his father, Brian. We've got rather a lot of Brians here today. Must be a very popular name. Right, now I'm moving on to the large band of helpers, without whose unfailing support, life for Granny would have been very difficult. I've called you helpers, but in fact that description is inadequate, as you have all become true friends. Now, unfortunately, Faye is not well enough to be here. But it's a shame. Yeah. It is. Okay. But we have Brenda, who was one of my mother's colleagues when they were teaching together. This was in the late 60s, and they've been friends ever since. We have Lola. Where's Lola? I don't know, she's sitting there. Okay. Another dear friend of my mother who's helped her out many a time. And then we have all the neighbours. We have Susan, Christine and Rodney, the two Pauline Penn and Pauline Taylor, and also Margaret here. She's been coming to the house, my mother said, for the last 18 years to do my mother's hair, is that right? Oh, 21, she says. And of course we mustn't forget Brian and Enid. Now where are they sitting? I've lost them. Oh, they're here. I can't see them for looking. Okay. They helped my mother enormously when my father was ill, and they've kept in touch ever since. Now, I'm moving on to those of you who started out as friends of my sister's family and of my family, but who over the years have become close to Granny as well. So we have Joni and Tom from Dorset. Where are they? Jenny and Keith from Wakefield. Flo and Wilfred from Newcastle. And Derek, formerly from Market Harbour but now in Scotland. And Ryan from Market Harbour. And then we come to Mongira and Torun. Now Torun is what Granny always says. She doesn't call him Torun anymore, she calls him my saviour. Because one New Year's morning she was feeling so ill, and Torun phoned up to find out how my mother was, and he sent her some magic pills. So since then, being a GP, he was able to, I don't know what they were, but fantastic magic pills. So he's the saviour. I now would like to call upon Rudy, who's going to sing a little song before we start our food. Okay, so there we are, Rudy.
Thank you, Jory. Thank you very much.
Ave Maria, Jungfrau milde, erhöre eine Jungfrau flehen, aus diesem Felsen starr und wild, soll mein Gebet zu dir hinwehen. Wir schlafen sicher bis zum Morgen, als Menschen sind so grausam sind. O Jungfrau, sieh der Jungfrau Sorgen. O Mutter, hör ein betend Kind. Ave Maria. Ave Maria. Unbefleckt, wenn wir auf diesen Felsen sinken, zum Schlaf und uns dein Schutz bedeckt, wird weich der harte Fels und dünke. Du lächelst Rosendüfte wehen in dieser dumpfen Felsenkluft. O Mutter, hör des Kindes Flehen. O Jungfrau, eine Jungfrau. Ave Maria.
I know that Great Granny has got something that she would like to give her grandchildren and her great grandchildren. So that's what we're going to do.
Who's that?
Adam. I'm the great grand. Too many of them.
Is Granny here or the Woolal here?
Yes, I'm just doing it. You didn't give me any warning.
Just something does this belong?
Right, okay. To you, Granny.
For me? Oh, I do. Thank you. Oh, what a lovely thing. Is that beautiful?
Right, okay.
What does it say, please? Who can read it? Yes,
on your 100th birthday. Love from.
You have to open it then.
Lovely. Oh, my words. Now that is beautiful. I can only say beautiful.
Happy
Who made all
birthday.
that?
Love Adam. I'm afraid there are more on them. Happy birthday, great granny.
No, that is a lovely thing.
Love Jack.
And we'll
Love
have
Jack.
to study that very carefully at home.
Nicely said, Granny. Well done.
Right.
That's Wales. That's
So how shall I
Oh, it
do?
looks just like it.
Shall I?
It's Wales, yes.
Right.
does.
Are we going to? Shall we, Granny? Give
I think she's still looking. I think she's still
The
looking.
Ship by Stanley. That's a very good one.
Very nice.
Great granny. What does that say, Alan?
Great
Love Nina. Well done, Nina.
Very
100 today.
100.
That's beautiful.
Oh,
Wow.
lovely flower. Oh, flower. Lovely.
Just look at that. Who made that?
Okay, Granny. Do you want to? Granny. That's the Matthew. Granny.
Hinner ni verin wordt beslauterd.
Yeah, that's for Matthew. Do you want to go?
Yeah.
He's the behind you.
So there we are.
Matthew,
Matthew is.
where's Matthew?
We've got Vicky steps right.
Right, that's for
Very nice
Adam.
shot, mate.
Adam,
Whoa, Adam, this is whoa. That's for Stanley.
Stanley.
Out the way.
Well done, Stanley.
That's for Jack.
Jackie,
Well done, Jack.
Whoa,
Oh, well done, Jack.
Charlie.
Charlie,
Charlie. Big kiss, Charlie.
David.
There's David.
You say thank you.
yes, thank you. Good, thank you. Nina,
Katie.
Katie,
Phoebe.
Here we are.
Phoebe,
Here we are. Great, great.
where are you?
Yeah, that's Phoebe.
Ah, there you are. Margaret,
That's Lona. No, that's for you. Go Lona. Say thank you. Oh, lovely. Jonathan. Vicky.
Vicky Lane, Charlie,
That's the name.
Thank you.
Emma,
Georgina. What's this one? Oh, it's fallen off. Chris.
who's is it?
Chris.
Where are they?
Chris is coming.
coming.
Photographing you.
A bit tricky. Thank you, Granny. Thank you.
I hope you can use it.
Thank you.
And Mike.
And Mike.
Mike.
Mike is one.
Mike's coming up.
Coming.
He's coming up. He's been looking after the...
Daddy, can you try and open mine?
Nothing in it, so do we have to find the picture?
Sorry, babe. Okay.
Daddy, what did you get?
No, can you hold it? Just hold it without crying.
What did he
Just hold
get?
it. No, I just hold it.
You have coffee.
Quiet, please.
They're going to serve pudding next, and then after pudding, a few of us are going to say a few words to Aunt Granny, and I know that Ruth is going to sing for us once more. And then, right at the very end, Adam's got a few words to say. So he's a bit, because he's having to wait. So I think we're coming on with the pudding. We're going to say a few words now about Granny. And I'm going to start. So, Mum, Granny, Great Granny, Aunt, and friends to so many people. Who would have thought that someone who's 100 years old would put together a list of all of these people who come to her party? And what's absolutely amazing is, with the exception of Faye, who's unfortunately ill, everybody's turned up. So, you know, that is brilliant. Wow. November 1906 to November 2006, 100 years. And I was contemplating this afternoon and thinking to myself, my goodness me, what changes in life you must have seen. For the grandchildren's sake, no television, no mobile phones, no computers, and messages when they came by somebody called the telegraph boy. And so I was absolutely astonished this afternoon when Joan told me that the telegraph boy had arrived at Branksome Grove. And he's brought 2 telegrams. 2 telegrams. Quite extraordinary. So, Penny, would you like me to open them
Please, if
for
you
you?
would have the kindness to open it.
I need to open them for you. So this one, very posh envelope. I wonder what's in it. Maria Cripps, Royal Mail, Buckingham Palace. Queen. Ooh. Queen. And she says, I am so pleased to know that you are celebrating your 100th birthday on the 14th of November. I send my congratulations and best wishes to you on this special occasion. Elizabeth R. And there was another one which puzzled me a little bit, so I actually peeked at it. And it gave me a bit of a giggle because it says it's from the Department of Work and Pensions. And I thought, my God, they're stopping our pension. But instead, it's a very nice card which is from John Hutton, who's the Minister for Work and Pensions, who's also wishing you a happy birthday. We're okay. Now, what I decided to do, rather than me just standing here, I'm going to ask a number of different people in the family. We're just going to say a few words about Granny. We're going to start with my husband, Richard.
strict instructions from the formidable Cripps daughters to keep it short. So I'd just like to tell you the story of my first meeting with Lady, which was a long, long time ago. As many of you know, Willie and I met at university, and after a few months of going out together, the dreaded question came, would you like to meet my parents? I didn't quite know how to react to that, but anyway, we travelled down to Bradford, and I needn't have worried because I got the warmest of greetings. But unbeknown to us, a former boyfriend who happened to be in Bradford turned up there, and in their generosity, they offered him a bed for the night. Now, many of you know 14 Branksome Grove, the front bedroom was occupied by Hans and Lady. Willie and Joan were doubling up in the next one, and the former boyfriend had pinched the other one. So we were short of beds. So Hans, Lady and Willie had an extended conversation about what to do about it, and they came up with a brilliant solution. I should sleep under the dining room table. Well, actually, I had a couple of perfectly comfortable nights, and I think it did me a power of good, because I got Lady's sympathy vote. And we have been the best of pals now, believe it or not, for half a century. And all I would say is I know that Dipak and Roger would agree that we couldn't have had a more supportive and caring mother-in-law, that dreaded phrase. And I would end just with one phrase, which I know, well, I certainly believe, and I think everybody else here would believe. Lady, you're a great lady.
Granny's a great cake maker, and to this day her recipes are used throughout the family, and I mean I thoroughly enjoy them. Granny, we love you, not only for your cooking,
Thank you very much.
but also for the support you've given us throughout the years.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Same one. Okay.
Ah.
Better be scripted, if you don't mind. Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends. Now, it's not every day that one has the opportunity to enjoy a second mother-in-law. Some would argue, and the music halls have made much of this in the past, that mothers-in-law cannot possibly be enjoyed. They are a scourge to be avoided at all costs. Happily, this has not been my experience. It's never been my experience. And I can say with complete conviction how very fortunate I am to have Granny as my second wonderful mother-in-law. Whether the proximity of our birth dates has anything to do with it or not, I can only guess. But there seems to be a bond between us which transcends time, age and background. Right from the start, Granny welcomed me into the family, and she has continued to take considerable interest in what I am doing, particularly when it comes to shared enjoyment of music, birds, that is, feathered variety, photography, cameras, and even beer. But less so, perhaps not surprisingly, where my motorcycling activities are concerned. Whilst I was unlucky enough not to know Granny in time to celebrate her 90th birthday, I was able to join the festivities for her 95th, which was a milestone in itself, I'm sure you'd agree. And I feel honoured indeed to be present today for a once-in-a-lifetime celebration of her 100th birthday. Here's to Granny. Thank you.
John Boy?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to read as well.
It's all right, you'll have to
Sorry.
Jonathan, nephew. So, one is son, grandson.
Seeing Granny always obviously brings back memories of a happy childhood. Trees at the bottom of the garden, hide and seek at River Rocks, stilling out around the Christmas tree. One thing you can always say about Granny is she was always calm, she was never flustered, despite what was sometimes, looking back on it, intense provocation. This was never better demonstrated than when a nameless 7-year-old boy threw up in the back of Grandad's pride and joy, his Austin Allegro, watered steering wheel, and tasting motors. There was a slightly, shall we say, bewildered response from Grandad. Granny was calmness personified, and she dealt with the situation as if nothing had happened. And in the process, she managed to solve the problem of my car sickness, which was very useful. Here's a handy tip that I can pass on to you. If you're feeling a bit ill, concentrate on the white lines in the middle of the road.
What do we tell you, Andy?
And Grandpa was mighty relieved to find out. It has to be said, Granny is clearly one of life's enthusiasts. She's keen to explore and to impart knowledge on subjects as diverse as plants, animals, food, music, and the great outdoors. And I remember being hugely impressed as, I guess, about an 11-year-old when I saw her settle down in front of a football match on the telly with a glass of beer in her hand. From Wagner to Norman Hunter and Billy Bremner in 20 minutes. Granny is, above all things, I think, kind, considerate, and caring. She's non-judgmental, she's always interested in people and what they're doing, she's always enthusiastic, always encouraging. Granny spends a lifetime teaching, and I'm sure we all agree we've got a lot to learn from her.
Yes. Rudy, I was going to ask you to finish your serenade, but I don't know what you feel like against this competition. You'll be there! What we're going to do is, Rudy's going to sing a couple of things, I think, for us. They're going to bring round the wine so that we can have the toast. Then we've got a toast from Adam in a few minutes, Adam. I know you've been sitting here, mean, isn't it? All the meal, but you're going to be great. We've got a toast from Adam, and then we'll sing happy birthday. Okay? Great.
Well done.
I'm not down to make a speech. But
What?
2 weeks ago, we visited Medi and we talked about, as we usually do, about music. And we talked about the Meistersinger. And immediately she started reciting one of the stanzas of the Vaan monologue in the second act or third act of Meistersinger. The whole stanza, by heart, unprompted. And without hesitation and without being prepared to do this. Unlike Medi, I'm afraid I have to resort to singing from the score. I don't know the words by heart. Meine Lieder, hier stehen zu dir. In den stillen Hain hernieder, Liebchen, komm zu mir. Flüstern schlanke Flügel rauschen in des Mondes Licht, in des Mondes Licht. Des Verräters feindlich lauschen Fürchte Holde nicht, fürchte Holde nicht. Hörst die Nachtigallen schlagen, ach, sie flehen dich. Mit der Töne süßen Klagen flehen sie für dich. Sie verstehen des Rosen Singungen, kennen lieben Schmerz, kennen lieben Schmerz. Rühren mit den Silbertönen jedes weiche Herz, jedes weiche Herz. Lass auch dir die Brust bewegen, Liebchen, höre mich, gegen hau dir der entgegen. Komm, beglücke mich, komm, beglücke mich, beglücke mich.
Very nice.
Touring Hall, showing off.
Pazienzero sulla lido grande, ad il rosa sul livi sui cieli, ove allezza natati denali, ore dolci del suolo nel Giordano le rive solata, di Sione le torri atterrate. O mia patria, sì bella e perduta, o membrana quasi giorra fatta, arpador del fatia beato, perché muta per sali ceppendi, le memoria del bette vagandi, ci fa bella del tempo che fa. Oh, simile di foli e alvata, ragion suono di grado l'amanto, o tia spialra, signora un cancento, e ne fondo al capresa, e ne fonda a patire e ti fonda a patire virtù, al patire virtù.
Hooray!
Great granny's oldest great grandchild, I'd like to make a toast, which in Italian means 100 more years. So may you all stand and repeat after me. Gentile.
Cent'anni.
Well done, Anna. did very well. Yeah. Are you going to say anything? Great Granny, are you going to say a few words?
Jawel, ik kan het danken mijn feet are trapped in that.
No excuses, Granny. No excuses.
You're not going to talk with your feet.
She might vote with her feet.
Well said, Rudy.
I would like to thank you all for coming to my party here and participate. And thank you for your friendship. And all the relations who came, I'm very happy and they are very welcome. And I do enjoy my party here with you. And I have to thank very much Wulo as well as Joni. Both of them worked very hard to come all that we are all here and come together. Please keep the friendship up. It means such a lot to me. All the very best to you.
Good. Okay? Yeah. I don't know.
Let's go to
Yeah, I think you'll help
Can we
her.
have a photograph of it?
Daddy, can I cut the cake?
Yeah. It's coming now.
Where is Adam? Thank you very much. You spoke very well. Good boy.
Just one more thing. There was a book passing round which we were asking you, that Victoria organised it, we were asking you to sign. If anyone hasn't signed, I don't know where it's got to. Oh, book. If anyone hasn't signed, can you make sure that we just write a little message on?
Something fell down.
Thank you.
Get a picture of the cake.
Well, it's just a knife in there, Yeah.
I'd use the other one because it's better in the one works better, Matt.
You've been snapped.
You've been got.
The other camera works better than that.
Where is it? I couldn't.
It's on the table or in the side pocket or
Oh, you're taking pictures.
it's been bagged in
Brave
somewhere.
soul.
Was cheat yet? What happens now?
Oh, you've got to blow the candles out in a minute, I'm sure.
It is, isn't it? I was just hoping he wasn't putting Rudy on. In case he wasn't on quite.
It's 100, isn't it?